another week of Soulfully Guided. I am your host. Look, let us know if you're here and tuning in live. Do call in for a reading today. I'm going back into reading, so hopefully I'm not too nervous, and I'd love to do a reading for you on the show. So let us know you're here and reach out to the network. For those who have tuned in or those who would like to know more, on February the 8th, I started a series on drug addiction and what it was like for me as a 17-year substance user. As a result of that, we had a Q&A, and I want to talk briefly today about boundaries, because in the Q&A, we had a really important question from a parent about their child, and it led me to wanting to do another small talk on boundaries. For anyone that wants the detailed advice I would give to a situation with someone who needs to be stronger with boundaries, or needs some advice and guidance on boundaries, or anyone that has, a substance user around them and they need boundaries with, it's, something for everyone in my pinned post on my Facebook group. And you can reach out to that through my website, soulfullyguided.com.au, and you'll find the links there, or you just go over to Soulfully Guided on Facebook. Next week, I do want to talk about, I've got some exciting news, so I don't know when I'm able to actually share that. There's a few regulations on it, so as soon as I'm able to, I will share it on the show as well. But if I'm unable to share it next week, I'll be talking about self-worth, our values, and those standards we have for ourselves. So tune in next week for a mini chat on that. And when I want to talk about boundaries, the most impactful thing we can talk about before we head into our caller is always, it is detrimental that you only place boundaries you can stick to. Hi, Justine. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. Now, I'm just going to finish up for a sec. Bear with me while I finish off what I'm going to say, and I'll be with you in about 30 seconds. So in regards to boundaries, before I get into Justine's reading, you always want to set boundaries you can stick to. Don't start huge and default on them. Start small and stick to them. Also, always have a consequence for breaching that boundary. For example, you can't come to my house if you take drugs. Compared to the consequence, if you take drugs at my house or before you come to my house, you will not be welcome to my home again, and you will never be able to see my children again. There's a big difference there. So ensure there are boundaries you can stick to, and always put it in with a consequence. For more details on boundaries, head over to my Facebook page at the pinned post. Now, what a mouthful. Justine, let's head over to your reading. What would you like to ask today?
Well, I just kind of have a lot going on in my life right now. I have my own healing practice. I'm a Reiki master, and I just met a guy. And I'm not quite sure what's going on there either. So whatever insight you can give me. Okay.
So do you want to look at advice and guidance on the business side of things or work side of things with your Reiki and healing, and then advice and guidance on the relationship, or the guy you've just met, rather than direct a specific answer that would lead you to, a question that's a closed question? Do you want an open-ended sort of advice and guidance on what is going on?
Yeah, just advice and guidance. I'm not looking for any specific answers.
Yep. Okay, great. So let's see what comes up. We will start with work-wise. Can I please have some advice and guidance for Justine on the work front, on her personal skills of healing and Reiki? Okay. Look at that. And yeah. What do you have to tell me work-wise first? Okay. And I have a clarifier for that. Okay. And an outcome card. Okay. So can you tell me a little bit of advice and guidance Justine needs to know about the man she's just met. Okay. So clarifies here. I'm trying to say. Okay. And an outcome card. All right. All right. So I'm not getting a really clear answer by looking just at the relationship side of things, right? But we are going to unpack that as best as we can within the show time. I'm wondering, are you emotionally burnt out at the moment? Are you reaching a stage that you're doing too much emotionally and you're leaving little energy and emotions for yourself to connect with? And I think work-wise, there needs to be an element, and this sounds very generic for all us healers or readers or spiritually gifted people. It is time, coincidentally, as we talk about boundaries today, for you to set some strong boundaries. You are not being rude or, harsh to set those boundaries for yourself so you can feel emotionally fulfilled and connected with you and your time. But I'm looking that there needs to be less flexibility with everyone. You're so available to everyone and there's so little left for you. I want to see more. I want to see this flip around because you're a very good manifestor if you want to talk about it on a spiritual term, but you're great at making things happen and bringing ideas to life. Unfortunately, that sparks a little bit out, and I'd like to see more financial reward for what you do. Is this making sense?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So when we look at this, we get the Magician, and I see the Magician as a wonderful card, a person that has all the tools available to them to make what they want possible. So we need to flip around that energy, that spark that's lacking in you. And to do that, go within and start serving yourself first before you give the best of you to everyone else. That best part of you should stick with you, and that will lead you to having, and I get to the Knight of Cups here, and it will lead you to being more resilient, but also with more heart. So having that balance when you learn when to shut off, but completely giving on your terms, not everyone else's. I feel that would help with your relationship as well, or the new person you've met. To be honest, I get no toxic cards here. I'm wondering if it's new, like you did say it was new, but is he a bit vague with you?
Yeah.
Okay. It appears that way in the cards too. I'm not getting anything wrong with him, but I feel that there's an element of like, it's a waiting game. I don't get any relationship cards here, but I get that someone that needs grounding. Look, you seem to be a great fit for him. Everything that you stand for and everything that you are, that part of you that is grounded and good at expressing their emotions, that balanced side of you, not the side that you're overgiving. So where we looked at your work and we discussed setting boundaries and switching off when you need to because you're emotionally giving to too many people and not yourself. I wonder if that's going to transfer over to this relationship. There is another side to this man, I feel, or this person. I feel that it is too early to tell. Yes, their intentions are good, but it's going to be a relationship that needs constant attention and, constant work. I don't have any toxicity up. I think it's too soon to see their intentions and their true self, but I think they're guarded and reserved, and there's obviously a reason for that, which is not my business in this reading. But when you get something, even if it's new, you want to see those passion. If it's too early for love, you want to see that spark and that passion. This guy's not fearful, but he's he's sort of shut off for a reason, and I think he does want to explore a relationship with you. It's not going to be a fairy tale movie type thing. It's going to test you, it's going to test him, but the idea is there that it could be emotionally fulfilling and a new way for him to connect with you if you have that time and that energy for him. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, and quite honestly, I prefer a slow burn instead of, everything, on fire right away. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Look, he's realistic, but I don't think he's in tune with his emotions. So if this is a good fit for you, I don't see any, we throw the word loosely around of toxicity or narcissism or unhealthiness. I see this as a reserved person because of experience, not because of unhealth, not because of they're a unhealthy or negative person. I don't see that at all. So, if you want to explore it, go ahead. The more you get to know them, the more you will both open up to each other.
Yeah, I feel like he's been let down a lot, or somebody has presented themselves in a way that they really weren't. They weren't being authentic. And he met me, and I'm just like, this is me. This is who I am. And I think I've confused him.
That's okay. You go and enjoy yourself. Trust yourself and your intuition. Remember, you have the ability to make anything you want come to life. So, what we talked about in your work life, extend that to your personal life as well. And it's been a pleasure reading for you. For anyone else that wants a booking, reach out to me for mini readings or paid readings. And I will see you next week. Justine, thank you so much for calling in today.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a great week. Tune in next week for values and self-worth.